If you are hearing these words, then it has happened for a reason. Few arrive here by chance. Across centuries, the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus has been hidden, whispered only in secret halls, and cloaked in esoteric texts. It is said that his voice unites heaven and earth, offering a path not of belief, but of awakening. What you are about to encounter is not a history lesson, but a rite of passage. The Corpus Hermeticum is more than ink on parchment. It is a key to remembrance, a mirror to the soul, and a summons to those prepared to see. The call of the seeker. Why have you come here? Why have these words found you among countless others? The Hermetic tradition teaches that nothing happens by chance, that the universe is woven in threads of meaning, and those who are meant to hear do. You are not here to observe history, nor to collect fragments of philosophy. You are here because something within you has been searching, perhaps quietly, perhaps without name. Hermes does not call to crowds. He calls to individuals, to the few who feel the hidden hunger for truth. The Corpus Hermeticum speaks not only of the cosmos, but of the soul that awakens to recognize itself within it. If these words stir you, it is because that awakening has already begun. You have felt it, in moments of silence, in sudden wonder, in the quiet knowing that there is more to life than appearances. This is why the Hermetic voice still echoes, not to teach doctrines, but to remind souls of what they already are, sparks of the infinite, destined not for oblivion, but for remembrance. The call you hear is not from outside. It is your own deeper self, speaking through the words of Hermes, inviting you to return to the source. The forgotten voice of Hermes. Long before temples crumbled and empires fell, a figure emerged who was said to bridge the worlds of gods and men. They called him Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, master of wisdom, priest of hidden fire. To the Greeks, he was Hermes. To the Egyptians, Thoth. But to those who sought the eternal, he was the living voice of the cosmos itself. His words were gathered in secret. They were passed down through veils of language and time until they took form in what we call the Corpus Hermeticum. These were not teachings for the marketplace, nor were they a tale for idle ears. They were fragments of initiation, dialogues between master and apprentice, revealing truths that dissolve the illusions of the world. Hermes spoke of the One, the source beyond all gods and all forms, from which every star and soul descend. He spoke of the divine mind, the Nous that illuminates all things, and he whispered the great law, as above, so below, that the movements of the heavens mirror the depths of our spirit. Those who heard him were changed. For the Hermetic path is not about worship, but awakening. It asks nothing less than the transformation of the soul, the realization that we are sparks of the infinite, destined to return to the light from which we came. And listening now, you are not studying the past. You are hearing the echo of Hermes himself, a voice that calls across centuries, searching for the few who are ready to remember. The veil of secrecy. The wisdom of Hermes was never meant for all eyes. In the days when the Corpus Hermeticum was first whispered, its words were treated as sacred fire, powerful enough to illumine, yet dangerous if placed in unready hands. To the common world, these texts seemed obscure, even heretical. To the seeker, they were keys to eternity. As empires turned and faiths hardened, the Hermetic voice was pushed into shadows. Early Christians feared its power, philosophers veiled it in allegory, and rulers condemned what they could not control. But knowledge such as this cannot truly be destroyed. It moves like a hidden current, unseen beneath the surface of history, awaiting those who are drawn to its depth. To protect it, initiates wrapped the teachings in symbols, serpents devouring their tails, winged staffs entwined by twin serpents, spheres that represented the heavens. These were not ornaments, but ciphers, placed where only the awakened could read their meaning. And so the Corpus Hermeticum became less a book than a secret lineage, passed from lips to parchment, from parchment to memory. It hid in monasteries and alchemists' laboratories in the margins of esoteric manuscripts. To the uninitiated, it was gibberish. To the chosen, it was revelation. Now, by listening, you step into this same stream. To approach Hermetic wisdom is to pierce the veil of secrecy. But the veil is not merely historical. It is the veil of the mind itself, the fog of forgetfulness. Only when the initiate looks inward with courage can the ancient words unfold their true meaning. The ascent through the spheres. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine you are standing at the base of a vast temple. Each step upward is not of stone, but of spirit, the soul rising through the spheres, returning to its source. This is the Hermetic path, an inner ascent where knowledge becomes awakening. First sphere, the One. Here you feel the stillness from which all things emerge. Beyond gods, beyond forms, there is only unity. You are reminded that every star, every thought, every heartbeat is born of the same eternal source. Second sphere, the cosmic mirror. As you climb, you learn the law, as above, so below. The heavens reflect the earth, and the soul reflects the cosmos. What you see outside is but a shadow of what stirs within. Third sphere, the divine mind, Nous. In silence, a higher voice awakens. This is not imagination, but remembrance. It is the recognition that your mind is a spark of the greater mind. To enter here is to glimpse truth without words. Fourth sphere, the return. You rise through the celestial spheres, leaving behind illusion and attachment. Each step dissolves the false until only the eternal remains. The soul remembers its origin and longs to return. This journey is not allegory alone. It is the right Hermes entrusted to seekers, the gradual shedding of ignorance, the illumination of Nous, and the rediscovery of the divine spark within. To walk these spheres is to awaken, to realize that your essence is not bound to earth, but destined for the heavens. The living flame of Hermes. The teachings of Hermes were never meant to be relics bound to libraries or guarded in dusty scrolls. They are fire, and fire cannot be contained. To the unready it appears extinguished, but to the seeker it burns ever brighter. This flame is not history. It is not about who copied the words or when they were rediscovered. It is about the current that has never ceased flowing, the spark that passes from one soul to another across ages. Sometimes it glows as a whisper in philosophy, sometimes as the symbols of alchemy, sometimes in the sudden clarity that pierces an ordinary life. Always it waits for recognition. For Hermes does not belong to the past. His voice is not confined to parchment. It is a living presence, speaking in the silence between thoughts, in the wonder that overtakes you when you glimpse the unity behind all things. The flame is transformation itself. It is the raw material of your life made radiant, base experience transmuted into gold. It is the reminder that within you lies a spark of the divine mind, and that spark seeks to rise, to shine, to become fire once again. And now, by listening, you too receive it, not as information, but as initiation. The Hermetic flame is not something given from outside. It is the recognition of what was always yours. It is the awakening to your own light. Guard it well. Feed it with truth, with courage, with remembrance. For the living flame of Hermes is not a story of yesterday. It is the eternal fire now kindled in you, the inner initiation. All outer symbols, all sacred texts, all whispered rites point to one destination, inward. The true temple of Hermes is not built of stone, nor hidden in manuscripts. It is within the chambers of your own being. To step across its threshold is to begin the real initiation. Close your eyes. Behind every thought, behind every shifting desire, there is a stillness, a flame that does not waver. This is the spark Hermes spoke of, the fragment of the divine mind seated in every soul. You have felt it in moments of clarity and sudden awe before the night sky, in the silence where words dissolve. The task of the initiate is not to gather endless knowledge, but to remember, to strip away illusion, to see that the light you sought was never outside. The Hermetic texts are but mirrors. Their true purpose is to turn your gaze back upon yourself. But beware, this is no easy path. To awaken the inner spark is to burn away what is false: pride, fear, attachment. Each is a veil, and each must be lifted. What remains is not a lesser self, but the eternal self, vast and luminous, one with the all. And so the final initiation is not given, but realized. It cannot be conferred by teacher or book. It unfolds when you are ready to see. Listen within. Let the spark speak. For the voice of Hermes is not distant. It is already yours. The practice of Gnosis, the Hermetic path, is not sustained by words alone. To read the teachings, to hear the voice of Hermes, is only the first threshold. Beyond it lies practice, the daily remembrance that transforms knowledge into awakening. The Corpus Hermeticum speaks of Gnosis, not information, but direct knowing, the recognition of the divine spark within you. This knowing is cultivated in silence. To practice, the initiate withdraws from the noise of the senses, turns inward, and contemplates the One. Begin simply. Sit in stillness. Let the mind's noise fall like sand through open fingers. Then reflect. I am a spark of the All. I am not separate. I am a mirror of heaven and earth. As you breathe, let this thought expand until it is no longer thought but experience. Hermes taught that the divine mind is not far away, it is already within you. Each time you enter silence, each time you lift your heart toward unity, you align with that mind. The more you practice, the lighter the illusions become, until truth shines by itself. This is the living key, not to collect teachings, but to let them awaken you. For the Hermetic path is not belief, but transformation, and the true initiation is not found in books, but in the temple of your own soul, the work of transformation. Hermetic wisdom is not meant to be admired from a distance. It is not a doctrine to be believed, but a path to be lived. Its essence is inner transformation, the turning of the soul from base matter into radiant spirit. Just as alchemists once spoke of metal transmutation, base metals transmuted into gold. This is the secret. Every experience, even the darkest, can be refined. Suffering is not punishment. It is fire. Desire is not condemnation. It is raw energy waiting to be elevated. Fear is not the end. It is a veil that dissolves when faced with courage. To the uninitiated, these things weigh the soul down. To the seeker, they are the very materials of awakening. Hermes whispers, "What you endure is the substance of your transmutation." Just as the alchemist seals the vessel and waits for heat to do its work, so the initiate must learn patience, allowing time, trial, and discipline to refine what is hidden within. Do not think that wisdom comes only in visions or sacred texts. It comes in the everyday, and how you speak, how you love, how you suffer, and how you rise again. Each act, each choice is part of the great work. And so the teaching is simple. Nothing is wasted. Every shadow can be transfigured into light, every wound into wisdom, every ending into beginning. The Hermetic path is not escape from the world, but its transformation, until the soul itself shines like gold before the divine mind. The closing rite. You have walked with Hermes through shadowed corridors of memory, through symbols and flames, through the ascent of the soul. Yet know this, the rite is not complete here. What you have heard are only echoes, a whisper of the path. The true initiation begins the moment the words fall silent. Guard what has been given, not as secrets to hoard, but as seeds to nurture. The wisdom of Hermes is not meant to be displayed or debated, but lived. To see the world as one, to honor the mirror of heaven and earth, to remember the spark within you. This is the Hermetic way. The ancients spoke of two kinds of knowledge, that which is spoken and that which is revealed in silence. You have received the first. The second waits in the quiet of your own heart. Seek it not in books or temples, but in the still place within. When you gaze at the stars, remember the one. When you feel the pull of opposites, remember the staff and the serpents. When life closes upon itself, remember the serpent devouring its tail. All things are signs if only you choose to read them. Now the threshold lies before you. Step across with courage. The initiation has been opened, but it is yours to complete. Carry the flame. Guard the silence. And let Hermes speak, not from the page, but from within your very soul. You have walked with us through hidden corridors of Hermetic wisdom. If these teachings stirred something within you, know that the journey is only beginning. The ancient flame burns more brightly when it is shared. So if this message spoke to you, leave a mark upon it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join others who seek the same hidden light. Every lesson we share is another key, another step along the path. By staying with us, you continue the work of initiation, not in solitude, but as part of a circle of seekers across time. So carry what you've received in silence, but return here when you are ready to go deeper. The mysteries unfold in their own rhythm, and Hermes speaks again to those who listen. Until then, guard the spark, and let it guide your way.